Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin. It's literally almost 5 p.m. and I finally got my shower. It's been a long cleaning day. But I'm finally here to record as well, so hello, welcome. This is Saturday, so it's time for my weekly roundup. Oh, I forgot my book. That's okay. We'll just mention it at the end. My weekly roundup is the day we talk about my week in crafting. And so that means my WIPs, works in progress, and FO's finished objects. We also sometimes talk about the book I'm reading. I forgot the book today. So we'll just get that done with here off the top. I'm reading Brandon Sanderson, the first book in the Stormlight Archive, The Way of Kings. I almost didn't even remember it. I did reach the 50-page mark to this last week, so I have reached the spot where I would DNF a book, did not finish a book if I decided I didn't like it. I am really enjoying it, so I'm going to keep going. But I'm not sure I'm far enough in to tell you much about the plot of the book yet. Okay, but before we get much further, let's look at my advent calendar. I am opening the Ginger Snap Gnome for the Holidays advent calendar. Came with this lovely bag, and this was the collaboration with Imagine Landscapes. I'm looking for day 21. Here it is. Day 21. Oh, let's see. Happy Solstice. Let us see what we have. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is pretty. Okay, so this is like a nice light sagey green, and there are itty bitty speckles. I'm seeing red, blue, and like tealy speckles. It's very pretty. It's not a ton of speckles. It's sparse in the speckles. Oh, that's beautiful. So this came with the bag, a bunch of yarn, a bunch of accessories, and a pattern for a gnome and a snowman. I was kind of hemming and hawing. I do think I will make at least one gnome and one snowman, but we will decide colors and what's being made after I open the entire box. Because we gotta know what we're working with before we start working, right? Okay, so let's hop into the crafty stuff. I finished 2 things this week, which is pretty darn good. I did finish my Touch of Color blanket from Glenda at Creative Grandma. So here it is, the beautiful shell border. Did I just get a phone call? No, good. Here we go. It's supposed to be baby blanket size, but I added a couple of stitches for the repeat. I don't recall how many stitches I added, but I also haven't measured it, so I don't know what's happening to this blanket. But I really enjoyed this. Was a quick, easy, kind of mindless make. If you're looking for one of those, I'm going to watch a TV show and need to make something, this pattern would probably work great. There were a lot of ends to weave in, though. Glenda, that could have been... I think there could have been an answer for the number of ends in there. But I followed the pattern. I'm going to just throw it behind you with my other blankets. And then the other project I finished is my car project. So I did successfully finish all of the holiday socks that Bingo wanted. So here we go. My socks finished. I did not finish them in the car though. So if you remember, these socks were my car project. I was on the toe. I had done just a few repeats on the toe. Brian is calling. Let me answer that. So yeah, I finished them. I was maybe... So when I make my toes, I do my decrease row and then a row even, work even for a row until I have 16 stitches left, and then at 16 stitches I decrease every row until I have 8, and I Kitchener at 8. Except for Brian's socks. I had to make that wider for Brian's socks. Because otherwise he would have had like a massively pointed toe. And I think in the car, I had gotten to having like 2 rows of the 2 rows left. So I was on probably, I probably had 16, no, because I stopped at 16. I had 20 stitches, and that's where I stopped. And then I just finished them last night as I put Bingo to sleep. So, but I'm so excited because they got done and we're ready for the Christmas Eve boxes, which is exciting. I don't know if I've ever actually explained this. I think I've started and then cut it out of a number of videos because I figure you guys don't need to know all this. But I was using the Mary Maxim Festive Feet yarn. This is all I have left. I used one of these 100-gram skeins for both Bingo and my socks. This colorway, the glitter one, is made in Turkey. What's your colorway? Mistletoe Sparkle. So Brian grew up doing stockings on Christmas Eve. I grew up doing stockings for St. Nick's. So, the compromise is we're doing stockings for St. Nick's, but Brian still wanted to do something on Christmas Eve, so we do a Christmas Eve box, but it's going to be a bag this year. So, in the package, we get our Christmas jammies, which we wear Christmas Eve night to sleep, and then we normally get a book, an activity, a snack, and a drink. Although we haven't been drinking the drinks, so no drinks this year. And we're not going to do snacks because I re-upped. We had done in the past Universal Yums, and we did it for like 3 years, and it was getting really repetitive. So last year I said, oh, we're not going to do Universal Yums again. I'm going to try to strike out on my own and make my own international food boxes, and I flopped tremendously. So, like, Amazon has a couple of pre-packaged ones, but most of them came with expired goodies, and like the chocolate was all gray and discolored, and it wasn't as fun. Universal Yums has a good quality control system going, and they're good at it. So this year we re-upped the Universal Yums. So instead of the snack, we're going to do that box on Christmas Eve. And then yeah, the kids will get their books, their activities, their PJs, and we'll have fun. And that is our Christmas Eve box. And then presents proper on Christmas Day. I know a number of families do presents on Christmas Eve, but no, we still do Christmas Day presents. Okay, and that's it for finished objects. Hooray! I'm going to add this. Whoa, the pen went flying. I'll add this to that crazy granny square blanket, and then once I do, I can claim this label, because this is not finished yet. I can't claim the label until the yarn is done. Yeah. This has to go here. So what else have I been working on? Okay, I'm distracting myself with my own projects. If you remember, so I finished that Touch of Color baby blanket, and I had purchased the entire line of Neon Lights yarn with the idea of making blankets for the kiddos. For Chomps blanket, I had to rebuy his yarn for to complete just a couple rows of his color pattern. So I have a pretty good amount of that yarn left over. So I want to use that. And so I started another blanket. I just grabbed the first one, and this is Vegas, Hirschner's Neon Lights Vegas. And this is another Creative Grandma pattern. I was going to look up the name and then totally forgot. Let's see if I can do it quickly. Nope, I'm already failing to do anything quickly. Watch later, watch later. It is called Easy Sleepy Time Baby Afghan. She does it in Lion Brand ice cream cotton, the cotton ice cream blend, which was adorable. I loved that yarn and they discontinued it. And it's pretty wacky looking right now, but I'm just gonna basically do a scrappy version of it. I'm gonna do the pattern until I run out of this yarn, grab the next skein and just keep going. And we'll see. I don't know how big it's gonna end up. I have no plan other than I wanted to use, like I said, these were sizable leftovers. I only made like 2 rows out of each of them. This is how much I've already done. And I got a bunch left there. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook on that. And then I remembered to grab this. This is the project I work on in the main level. It is my antler toque from Tin Can Knits. I'm making this for Chomps. This is a free pattern. So you can get it on Ravelry. They have their own app. Tin Can Knits has their own app with a bunch of free patterns preloaded there. And I am on the very last cable row of my very last cable. So this hat is very nearly complete. I have to do, they do pretty quick decreases. So I'll finish this row and then I have 1 row of working even, and then there's only 9 rounds of decreases. So I got 9 rounds of decreases, and he did pick that really pretty pom-pom to go on it. So that pom-pom will go on his hat. And this is the hat that he wanted, what I thought was a wool and a silk mohair held together. But, I mean, when he picked it out, all I saw was wool addicts, and I assumed it was wool. No, it is not. It's cotton. But it's lovely. It's very nice to work with. I am quite enjoying it. Nope, you need your notions pouch added back in. Otherwise, I'll go, where are my pens? Where are my notes? Okay, what else do I have? Okay, I have continued to work on my husband's, I forgot a project. That's okay. Continued to work on my husband's almond stitch cardigan, which is a pattern from Crystal at Bag O' Day. I'm working on the back panel. This was going to be my nighttime project, but it's worked in the back loop, and I found in low visibility, I had a great difficulty finding that back loop consistently, so it will no longer be my nighttime project, and that's why I stopped and realized I'd forgotten a project, because I do not have my new nighttime project. I think I mentioned when I started that Grow With Me Premier Fruit sock yarn top for Bingo, that was intended to be my next car project. When I finished that Simple Thing wrap, I grabbed that top and have been doing that as my nighttime project. Once I realized this one didn't work. So yeah, I've been working at night. I've gotten a good amount done. What else do I have? Okay, so 2024 was going to be my year of amigurumi. I have been making all of the cuties from this Crochet Cute Critters book by Sarah Zimmerman, who is Repeat Crafter Me on YouTube. We are up to Lily the Lamb. And last week, when I finished the kangaroo, I said, oh, this is easy. I know exactly what's going to happen. I thought Chomps would want the monkey. I thought Bingo would want the lamb. No, they both wanted the lamb. So we had to do a tiebreaker, and Bingo won the lamb. So Lily the Lamb will be Bingo's, and she wants it exactly as pictured, so white and gray. This week, finished the body. So we've got a lamb tummy here. Whee! I will start, I think the head comes next. So, progress made there. Even though 2024 is ending, thus the year of amigurumi is ending, I am still going to make all those projects for the kiddos. And, okay. And even though amigurumi is not my favorite. So, I also did more work on this sweater, which is my Joji Locatelli Spectre sweater. I finished that last mini and I wound and I'm using a new one. I use my little cable needle to kind of secure the yarn so it doesn't run away on me. And so this is a Joji Locatelli pattern. I'm using my last year's Ginger Snap Advent Calendar, and I'm not fading the yarn. I'm just using one mini hank in its entirety and then moving on to the next one. Because if you remember, that had such a cool fade effect in the skeins. I really think it's going to make a gorgeous sweater. So there you go. I got some more work done on that one. I've been thinking goals, like I said in my last video. I think a goal I'd like to try, like, I doubt it's even going to happen. So, I don't know. I don't want to set myself up for failure. But I kind of want to try to do at least one mini a week on that pattern. Because once I get out of the cables, which will be soon, it will go much faster. When I'm not on a cable row, I can zip around. But when it's a cable row and you have to be all finicky and moving just that one little stitch, and you have to do it like a billion times per row. I exaggerate, but it feels like a lot. That really slows me down. But when it's just knit purl, that's nothing. And I can do it no worries. So we'll see. Maybe a better goal and even more achievable goal is one mini every 2 weeks. So 2 minis a month. That would be good progress. A good progress compared to what has been done so far, which is very little. That's okay. It will get done eventually, and every stitch is progress, and project progress has been made. Okay, but that's not all I have. Since my premier yarn order came, I have finished all of the granny squares for my daughter's granny square dress, the last tier. So now all I have to do is put them together and then attach them and then do the bottom trim. And I was going to do like a picot border around the top here, but a lot of you thought that was overkill. And I think maybe you're right. I think maybe just leaving it as the little, what it is will be sufficient. So I'll talk to her, see what she wants, but I think I will not be doing the picot edging on that. And yeah, now that is everything. I am glad I remembered those granny squares. Once that granny square dress is done, I really wanted to finish some lingering projects I've had before I start my next pickle jar project. So I do have another pickle jar, and I want to make the bias scarf because they sent 2 patterns with the first pickle jar I purchased, and I made the first one and I wear it regularly. What's jingling around up there? Oh, it's a stitch marker. Yeah, so I finished it, and I'm wearing it pretty regularly when it's weather appropriate. But yeah, I want to make the bias scarf. So that's my plan. Do the bias scarf next. Pattern's back here somewhere. I'll find it. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and talk to you all later. I love you all. I hope you're having a productive start to the holiday season. I hope your wrapping is going well, or any last tidbits you have to do is going well. Okay, I am going to talk to you guys later. Bye!